What about diminishing returns with respect to high-end audio? Greg in Seattle, Washington asks this question. He says, "Hey, Paul, I love your videos." Why, thank you, sir. It's my pleasure. Thanks for watching. I'm a brand new Sprout 100 owner. Yes. And I run it with a pair of Martin Logan 35 XTs and an SVS sub. Wow. I'll bet that's a pretty good sounding system. Good for you. I'm thrilled with the sound and performance that this little amp brings to the table. And that little amp is something my son, Scott, designed and developed, so pretty proud of that boy. It's amazing for $600, indeed. However, I am finding myself drawn to something higher end, namely the Stellar Combo with stereo amp. Okay? But I remember your many comments about diminishing returns. And I have to ask, is it worth spending literally 4 to 5 times more than the Sprout that I own? Will the sound be 4 to 5 times better? 4 to 5 times clearer or cleaner? I worry about falling down the rabbit hole and chasing equipment instead of catching the music. I'm sure I'm not alone in this struggle. Thanks for all you do. Well, thanks for such a good, juicy question. No. If you buy a stellar system, you will not get 4 to 5 times the benefit in terms of clarity and cleanliness and all that we bring up, the clarity, cleaner, yeah. No, you definitely won't. A Sprout system with your Martin Logans and your SVS sub is a great system. So if you were to move up to Stellar, so a Stellar stack's going to cost, well, let's see, probably 4 times, maybe 5 times as much as Sprout. It will be better. You will clearly, oh, wow, you'll be amazed, surprised, and delighted. But will it be that much more money's worth? Not even close. It's kind of like asking, oh boy, what could I use as I always go to food. I apologize. If I go to the market and I buy, what are those? Oh God, what are those crappy? Chips Ahoy, those god awful chocolate chip cookies, which I can't resist eating them when they're here and there's a pack of Chips Ahoy. They're the nastiest things, but there they are, 3 little, I'll grab 2 or 3 and eat it, and then my stomach feels bad afterwards, and like, why? Because I simply cannot control myself. And there, if Terry or I were to make some really delightful chocolate chips at home, oh my gosh, they are a magnitude better than those Chips Ahoy. But the difference, if you just took 2 and set them down here, are these twice as good or 4 times? It's really hard to put those differences in terms of numbers. So that's a really hard question. Here's another example. I've got an expensive car called a Tesla, and that's probably twice as much money as I have ever spent on a car in my entire life. Now, I did it for a number of reasons. I wanted to go electric. I want to get out of gas-guzzling cars. I want to be helpful to the environment, etc. So there's a lot of reasons why I did that. And it's a much finer car than I have ever owned. Is it twice as good as the car I had before because it's twice as expensive? No, it really isn't. But it's a great car, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I don't think we can accurately put it into terms like that with magnitude changes that we can keep a score pad on. So the big question for you is, how much is it worth to you to have that much better sound in your home? And that's where you have to kind of decide if it's worth it. If you're this close to being constantly thrilled and you really don't want any more, you don't really lust after it other than just being curious, then don't bother. Stay with the sprout. But it's always interesting to give it a shot and just to see for yourself what the differences are. And is that important enough for you? Then only you can make that decision. I made the decision that it certainly is, and I've invested much of not only my money, but my life into it, because to me, this is passion. And what price do we put upon passion? Hard to say. Really hard to say. Good luck. I hope you have a chance to hear a stellar stack. I think you might be really pleased, but drop us a line. Let us know. Okay. Thanks. Great question. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.